Hey everyone, welcome back to this J-Knight Battle Report where my Dark Angels are challenging Andy's Eldar. Eldar, turn 2. Andy begins by rolling for reserves for his Scatter Walkers. He needs a 3+ to get them in, and he rolls, but rolls a 1, so not this turn. Andy began by moving up his Dire Avengers 6 inches so that they can shoot at my Tactical Marines. And as before, followed up the Dire Avengers with the Avatar and the Banshees. Looks like everyone's moving up so they all can get close to shooting and getting into assault very soon, so I have a lot to fear. He then moves the Guardians closer to the Fire Dragons so they can all get a better shot and have better aim at my guys. He starts the shooting phase by firing his Pathfinders, the farther squad of Pathfinders, at that same squad of Tactical Marines. Get 4 hits, but none of them AP1s. And from the 4 hits, roll 2 normal saves and 1 rending. I roll the rending first, in which he gave me a 4+ cover, and I passed it. And then I rolled 2 normal saves, and I passed both of them, so no one's injured. The second squad of Pathfinders in the building then fire at my Bikers. They get 1 AP1 and 3 normals. Andy rolls the 3 normals first, and none of them wound, and then rolls the AP1, and it wounds with a roll of a 5. So 1 cover save on the closest Biker, I roll a cover save, and I fail it, so another Biker is dead. The squad of Guardians then tries to finish off the Sergeant Ravenwing. Get 1 hit. On that 1 hit, no wounds. The Dire Avengers then fire at my Tactical Squad with my Company Master. They need 3s to hit, so they get a bunch of hits. And need 4s to wound, so they get 2 wounds. They have to go on the Company Master because he's the closest. I rolled 2 3+ saves and passed both of them. The second squad of Guardians then tries to finish off the Ravenwing squad. Gets 2 hits and a single wound. So I roll and I pass my save. And the same way in the first turn, Andy ran his Avatar 2 inches. And ran his Banshees 1 inch. He really wants to get them in close combat before they're all wiped out. So Dark Angels, turn 2. Let's see what I can do. Once again, I begin by using Prescience or Prescience on the Company Master's squad because they'll need some good shooting. I roll a Psychic test and pass, luckily no perils. That one small squad moves up 6 inches through cover so they can get a better shot at the Pathfinders. And I decided to use the Biker as a tar pit unit, knowing how tough he is, and slingshot him forward at the Dire Avengers. The Company Master squad then decides to move into cover, 6 inches, around the objective, to get a cover save in case any of the AP1 action happens again. And the Librarian squad also moves up, but I made sure to pre-measure to keep them just out of range of those Fire Dragons. Also, I made sure that there were at least a couple guys closer than the Librarian in case any shots went off, that way he wouldn't get injured too quickly. Unfortunately, there was nothing that I could see to shoot at with a plasma cannon, so I decided to move the entire squad more to the left to hopefully get a better view. The 3-man squad then fires at the Pathfinders. Needs 3s to hit, so 2 hits, and 2 wounds, and I focus fired on the closest. They didn't get a cover save, so they died. The remaining ones then take a leadership check because I'm done shooting at them, and they pass. The Land Raider then once again fires the Avatar. I didn't move it intentionally so I could fire at it. Pretty much hits with everything except for 1 heavy bolter shot, which I get to reroll, and I hit with that too. Whites need 2s, reds need 5s, so I actually get 4 wounds, 2 of which are invols. He rolls all of his saves, the white again are invols, and he fails 2 of them, so the Avatar is now dead. That is a great win for me, and I celebrate. That gives me 2 victory points in this scenario, 1 for first blood, 1 for killing the opponent's HQ. The Ravenwing Sergeant shoots his pistol at the squad. Needs 3s to hit. 1 hit. And he rolls a wound. They roll their save and fail, so a Dire Avenger dies. And it must be, of course, the closest, so the middle one's pulled away. The Librarian squad then shoots at the Banshees. Once again, they need 3s to hit, and they all hit. I rolled a wound and get a no save on the Plasma and 2 armor saves. He rolls his 2 armor saves and passes 1, so 2 Banshees die. It's a good idea to kill these Banshees now. The Tactical squad then shoot the Dire Avengers. Hit with 1 shot and wounds, so he throws his armor save but passes. The Company Master Combat Squad then also shoots at the Banshees. Blues need 2s, reds and whites need 3s. So they all hit, and they all wound. He rolled 2 covers and 2 armor saves, and failed 3 of them. So the closest 3 have to die. He rolls a leadership check for the Banshees, and he fails, so they have to run back and cannot assault next turn. They run back 2 inches. That really hurt him, since now they can't assault, and that's what basically they're good for. Banshees are just amazing at assault. The Ravenwing then declares the assault on the Dire Avengers. They get to overwatch back, and they actually get a couple hits. And they get a wound. I roll a save, and I pass it, luckily. So he gets in with a roll of 6 to close combat. I need 3s to wound at my initiative 10 attack, but I fail to wound. The Dire Avengers pile in at initiative 5. At this point, I might be regretting what I just did. The Dire Avengers get to go first. They each get an attack and 4s to hit, so 3 hits, and 6s to wound. So this is the hard part, no wounds. The Sergeant then hits back at initiative 4. He gets 3 attacks, needing 4s to hit, so 2 hits, and 2 wounds. He rolls his 2 armor saves, and fails 1. So I win combat obviously by 1. He rolls his leadership test, and passes. So here's what the battlefield looked like after 2 turns. As you can see, the Eldar have taken heavy casualties. The Banshees are almost dead, the Avatar's dead, and the Dire Avengers are stuck in combat with my biker. Meanwhile, I haven't lost any full squad yet, and I'm going pretty well, and I have several squads near objectives. So things are looking okay for the Dark Angels, but obviously there's a lot more game to go. So when you're ready, click on the link for part 4 of this J-Knight Battle Report.